Hello, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and invite some people to the stream, meaning joining the stream. It's not going to be just me. So, as you can read in the title and the description, I'm giving up social media, including YouTube and Discord, for Lent this year. I will be out for starting tomorrow, and then I will not be back until Holy Thursday, which is the Thursday before Easter, the Thursday leading into the Easter weekend. So, yeah. So let me go ahead and I'm still trying to share the stream here. Please share the stream, guys, because I know not everyone is going to be. I know some people are going to be surprised. I just want everyone to know this is also a way to allow everyone to understand and know that I will not be here for the next month. I will be deep in devotions, praying, fasting, almsgiving, things like that. Control V, W1. So share it on YouTube, and here we go. Hello, Alex. Hello, Chris. Happy Lent. Happy Lent indeed. It's not going to be happy. It shouldn't really be happy. It's going to be a time of pondering what our Lord went through in the desert, and then the inevitable passion that he will go through, and then his glorious resurrection. That is what we have to look forward to: his resurrection. So I want to talk about some stuff I've got in the mail recently. I just got this today, something I was really looking forward to. The Journal of Master Nostromo. This is a book that's I knew existed. I really like the fold-outs. I have them hung up on the wall. Hello, Slav. But anyway, this is really cool. It's basically the history of the Old Republic. So, it's pretty cool. Then I also got this in the mail today. I've got most, except I'm missing about 6 books, but I got about most of Jedi Apprentice right here. So it's pretty cool.
Nice.
So I got the first 12 books, and then the seller had book 18 in there as well. So I'm missing about 6 books.
Yeah, so like you're gonna have no technology for like the next month.
I'm gonna have technology. Like I'll just be doing other things.
Yeah, you're gonna be putting that vibrator to work. I see. Well, let me give you some suggestion here, pal. You should probably read the EU since you're such a big defender of it.
That's what I'm gonna be doing. So, also, guys, Titus will be running the Discord. So those of you who are in my Discord, Titus will be running it. Pray
We've
that
already made plans.
I haven't announced it here on YouTube, so shut up, Slav. Gosh, you're just here to annoy me. You're not gonna see me for a month. A month.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be the greatest month on earth.
Well, remember, Max. Shut up. Shut up.
I like how Lance disappears conveniently on Black History Month.
Wow. Jeez, you need help, Slav. Anyway, remember, I have a whole other list of books that I'm going to get to first, that I want to get to first. So, but like I spend like 6 to 7 hours on social media a day. A day.
Yeah, that's cringe.
That's like a lot of time. So, I mean, it's not just gonna be something for my faith. It's gonna be something personal too. Like, I don't want to spend that much time on social media. I want to do things, experience things, live life. So, even if you're not Christian, I think you should still give something up that you think could be interfering in other things you could be doing.
No, you should do. You should go on a road trip.
Road trip.
What?
Yeah, that's
I know
Where?
just the place you can go. You ever heard of the state Ohio?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, your homeworld, your homeland,
A homeland? Yeah,
your home,
pure
yeah, your
chaos,
home.
bro. That place is gonna turn into like Mad Maxville soon.
Slav, listen to my Granny's talking to me. He doesn't realize I've read NGO, but Slav, you should read NGO for sure.
I don't know what that is.
I know you don't. You never read it. What's up, Marcel?
Marcel, get in here. Don't leave me in here with all these kids.
What?
You joined willingly. You were the first person to join.
Yeah, you
That's
were.
a lie. That's a lie.
Okay, I wasn't even live for 5 minutes when you popped in, bro. Shut up.
I'm gonna gaslight you if you don't mind.
Well, you can't gaslight him because I literally saw you come on, and then I decided to join.
Alex,
So
you're supposed to be on my side, dude.
I'm
Like,
like
what
half
is
and
this?
half of both of you. Like I'm gonna say like Slav, I'll go against you on this part, but also Lance
No, so
has
like you'll agree with me.
lost
You'll agree with me
his
that he's
lost
not
his
read
EU
like
crown.
anything in the E EU.
He's lost. I didn't say that. He's lost his EU crown though. It's gone to Brennan because he has more subscribers than both me and Lance. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have more followers on Instagram than both of you, so.
well, that's Instagram. Instagram doesn't matter.
It's gonna be crazy how like you're not
Where
gonna
I
be in the
started. What do you
algorithm
mean it doesn't
anymore.
matter? This is where you guys met me. Maybe
I
not
met you on
That's
Slav.
true.
Twitter,
Slav met
dog.
me on YouTube, but I know you met me on Instagram, Alex.
You followed me on Twitter.
I did.
Remember that thing?
I was following a bunch of Star Wars accounts, and I found you through like a comment or something, and then it's for
Oh
I
my
know.
gosh,
I know. He
Slav.
told me the story of when he found your comment. He was looking on an Instagram models like he's like looking in their comment section and he saw you, and he's like, "Oh, he has a Luke profile picture." And then he discovered you were an EU fan.
Apparently, I'm not an EU fan though, right, Slav?
Yeah, well, he thought that. That's what he told me. I'm like, well, there's no way he's an EU fan.
Oh gosh. Well, I've been reading through. What are y'all reading? What EU novels y'all reading?
Well, I finished Crystal Star, which I had
Hell
never
yeah.
read because people told me it was garbage, so I skipped it on my first read through. But I really enjoyed it. So I don't know what people are talking about. But
Contrarian take.
I enjoyed it. That's not what I got. So it's definitely not Star Wars. It feels like a Star Trek book, and Luke's really out of character. And that part that focuses on Jason and Jaina and Anakin are very kiddie. It feels like an adult novel. But that's
So, like, how does Luke act out of character? I'm curious.
so he's like, so throughout the whole book, he's acting like really angry and he like taunting that at one point. Because he like, I mean, to be fair, he spends to his because she's like,
Wow, Alex, very robotic tonight. Anyway,
I
Um, I'm currently reading Revenge of the Sith, or I'm listening to the audiobook.
nice.
But
Speaking of Revenge of the Sith, here's a kind of funny story here. I ordered the Revenge of the Sith novelization. That's the only novelization I don't have yet. It's that one, which is weird because I know it's the best one. But he sent me this one instead, which I don't mind. I didn't have Labyrinth of Evil. So I messaged him. I said, hey, I'll keep Labyrinth of Evil. I'll give you 10 extra bucks for Revenge of the Sith. He said, sure. So
he's not going to send it to you. You just watch him
will.
not send it to you.
I swear, I'll get Mercari's great. You get your money back if that doesn't happen. But then and it'll be in hardcover, so I'll get the whole Dark Lord trilogy in hardback.
Is that let me see the back. Is that Sci-Fi Book Club or is that like Del Rey.
Oh no, these are both Del Rey.
Yeah. You can tell like on the back of the book. Okay, yeah. I see it.
Yeah, they're both
There's
Del Rey.
like if the sci-fi book club, there's like a little white box with numbers in it on the back. And they're generally
I don't have
shorter.
anything. I don't have anything from SFBC.
That's a good thing. Unless it's like a trilogy collection, then that's a good thing, in my opinion.
I don't have any of it.
Like they strangely never made Yoda Dark Rendezvous into a hardcover. Only Sci-Fi Book Club did.
Really? Didn't know that. Also got these two recently. I have Hard Contact coming in the mail too.
Oh,
Nice.
am I okay now?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Okay. Yeah, I like up until the end where it gets actiony. Clone as a girlfriend, and it's like, and like the main romance of the book is between this clone named Darman and this Jedi girl, which I would be fine with if it was not so rushed. That's all I'll say. But
yeah, it's kind of on the side with MASH.
it happens
really weird.
So like is it hot?
No, like so by the second book, they've known each other in the first book, but the second book, like she's like, I love you, and that's like they barely had time together for that, and she also gets pregnant by the end of the book, so double whammy, just too much in a sequel book. Like maybe if that was, yeah, it's really bad, but maybe if it was like the third or fourth book, I'd be more accepting of it. But since it happens so quickly, like maybe if she said I love you by the end of that book, I'd be fine. Then maybe ramp up to pregnancy. But no, I love you, pregnancy, bam, in one book, and it's awful. That being said, everything excluding the romance, I enjoyed about those books.
I put a really cool appreciation post of the EU on my Twitter, and it was somebody did a rendition of the squad with the Mandalorian dude. Yeah, you can tell I've read the book, right? Anyway, let me go see if I can find that.
I haven't even read the book, and I don't know who you're talking about. Fucking loser.
That's like the only EU fact he knows. It's just that.
You didn't even know who he was. Shut up. You didn't even know about the love relationship, let alone who that Mandalorian was.
I mean, I knew about the love relationship. Like, I hear Matt Wilkins like bitch about it like every chance he gets. Hold on. Let me scroll through all my Biden AI voice memes.
Jeez. And my collection is really getting big.
Have you guys nah, never mind.
I have too many books.
Yeah, I know. I've become a bug man myself.
Alex?
Hello?
We hear you. You got a profile picture.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check my phone since y'all are being really boring.
I'm just trying to find this thing. Give me a minute, man.
I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not sounding like a robot. It's inconsistent.
Too late.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Titus, I know you're listening. Why don't you get in here too?
Yeah, where's Titus?
Tidal wave. That's what I call him.
But the next trilogy I'll be rereading is Black Fleet Crisis.
Here we go. I found it.
Which I enjoyed.
The Black Fleet Crisis, I got that. Which is better, that or the Corellian trilogy?
Corellian trilogy, hands down. Fucking Black Fleet Crisis sucked. It was boring.
I don't agree. I like Black Fleet Crisis, but
I don't care if you agree. I thought it was boring.
I got to fight now.
It's weird. I actually like the Luke and Akana Pell stuff. A lot of people, I know.
I hate that part of it. The other two parts I enjoy. No, I hated it. I found it so boring, and I knew exactly. And I was consistent when I did my review the first time through. I was like, I hate that Luke is a hobo, in the new movies, and I hate that he's starting to act like a hobo in this book. And then he goes on this whole journey, which it doesn't matter whether you've seen the prequels or not. You know it's a red herring. He's not going to meet his mom. It's all bull crap. It's not going to happen. So it's just a huge waste of time. But the other two parts, the Lando bit was so much fun, and I actually found the political drama going on with Leia to be so good in Black Fleet Crisis.
Yeah, I liked the stuff with the Yavitha. I thought that was interesting.
They're like proto
I don't remember anything from it. I don't really remember the plot. I know the general gist of it, but and then of course Chewie and it was Lumpy, right? Chewie and Lumpy. Lowie didn't exist yet, but Chewie and Lumpy going in and killing Yavitha was pretty cool. But I just like I liked Akana as a character. I thought she was kind of interesting. So I don't know. I'm a big like new Force organizations and Force, ways of viewing the Force. So
and you will enjoy Fate of the Jedi once you get through Dark Nest, because it talks about Jason going to see rare, not well known Force peoples. So
the Auntie, I know he met Akana. I know he went to the Night Sisters.
And the Auntie also pop up, I think. Oh, never mind. I'll stop because I think you're reading it right now, so I won't bring it up.
Yeah, I DM'd that thing to you, Lance.
You're reading Outbound Flight, right?
I'm reading. Am I reading Balance Point?
Outbound Flight.
Oh, Balance Point. I read that a while ago. Yeah, I'm reading Outbound Flight. I'm like halfway through it.
How is it?
It's really good. I really enjoy it so far.
People said, not like EU fans, and like other people I've heard say that it's boring.
Fuck them. It ain't boring. If you've read everything else, like I've read the Thrawn trilogy, I've read Hand of Thrawn, I've read Survivor's Quest. It ain't boring at all.
That's good. That's good.
You know who all these characters are already. You kind of know where it's going to go. Well, I've read Survivor's Quest, so I know it's going to happen. So yeah, I like Survivor's Quest too. I thought it was a good book, but Outbound Flight so far is a lot better, I think.
Hey Lance, go check out what I DM'd you
on Discord. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Jeez. Hello, Scott. We haven't said hi to you.
How you doing, man?
Thank you.
Hey, Scott, you got a hardcover.
Hardcover what?
You got a hardcover of one of them Clone Wars novelizations?
Which one?
Any of them?
Yeah, the TCW.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the what is it? Stealth and Siege, and then I have
oh no.
I have Wild Space. The one I don't have, and I've tried to buy it multiple times, is No Prisoners.
That's so cool,
yeah,
dude.
That's
I'm gonna get those
hardcover.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend. I mean, none of those books are any good except No Prisoners. So I don't know why you want the hardcover.
It's not that much money doing it that way.
That's some cool art.
Yeah, I found that.
Oh, is that of Republic Commando?
Yeah, it's fan art.
That's neat.
I think that's Cal in the front.
Saving it for later.
Cal's probably my favorite thing that was added with Republic Commando. I really like his character. There's other things I'm not so happy about with that series, but Cal was great.
Cal almost?
In my opinion. Yeah.
Ow.
No, Cal Scrata, sorry.
No.
I need a donut real quick. Hold on.
So you're talking about the...
Sorry, go ahead.
You were talking about the Black Fleet Crisis earlier. For me, that was interesting about the whole thing about Akana and Luke's mother, because I read that before episode 1. So I actually totally at the time didn't know where that was going. Like I thought they'd actually figure out who Luke's mom was, and she would have died in the Yvathan purge. So I mean that got me. That I was on the edge of my seat reading that. So
yeah, I mean, I have the prequels in mind, but I also know like that George was always kind of like talking about like making prequels, and the way I understand it from like everybody, like Matt and everyone, like George wasn't really like, you could not make prequel stuff or like even allude to it because he might do it. So even I tried to remove my prequel context. I was like, it's not going to happen because George would forbid something like that from actually happening.
I mean, there wasn't
it's probably going to be a red herring.
Yeah, there wasn't too much. There was a couple things like the A.C. Crispin Han Solo trilogy that was allowed to happen before the films, and then there was some West End game stuff. Like if they wanted to use Jedi, they obviously had to use it during the Dark Times, so they were allowed to use it in a limited circumstance. And Matt's a lot older than me, so he probably, like when he read it, he was probably old enough to figure out, yes, they're not going to include Luke's mom there. But as a kid, when I read it, I was totally fooled by that. So
they they also made the Droids comics at Dark Horse too.
Yeah, that's true.
With the Ryder Wyndham.
Yeah.
It's Max.
Hi.
What's good?
Hello.
Max is reading through Fate of the Jedi at the moment.
How are you enjoying that?
I am loving this series. It's very.
Did you read Millennium Falcon, Mac? I don't think you did.
I'm gonna go back and read that.
It's
Do
good.
you feel like you're missing anything?
You should read Noah's edited version of that, where it edits out all the Denning stuff.
I'm good. It's a Denning book, and I fucking love Troy Denning. I'm literally his daughter. Well, Alex just turned into a robot.
Alex, are you speaking binary?
Alex, you need to translate that.
Yeah.
Don't speak bocce. Don't speak.
We don't have to call droids here.
Titus, what are you doing? You've not spoken this whole time. Playing Empire at War again?
Empire at War.
I think he's playing Code War, actually.
Just joins to take up space. That's why I love him.
I'm not
So I
surprised.
pick up space and see nothing.
Says nothing the whole stream.
He could literally just watch it on YouTube and get the same content, but he'd rather be in here and have a spot when it could be given to someone else who actually wants to talk.
He's in here because I asked him to be in here.
Oh,
I mean, I can take him out if I need to.
I mean, Titus is gonna take the mantle while Lance is gone, right? So
yeah,
he's gonna be the future host. He's gonna be the future host of these streams.
Yeah, and this is no, he's not. We would never let him do that.
He just starts a live stream, doesn't say anything the whole stream, then just stops streaming.
That's why he wouldn't do anything. He would just sit there.
In in Fate of the Jedi, Luke steps out. He goes into exile, and Kent Hamner takes up his place as Grandmaster. So Titus is the Kent Hamner right now.
Yeah, he's the acting Grandmaster as of now.
He's
so far. Do you think that Legacy of the Force is better than Fate?
Easy.
Okay, that's my opinion.
But I love Fate of the Jedi still. But Legacy of the Force, when I read that, it took a very special place in my heart, and I love it so much, and I'll defend it till the day I die. So.
Same thing that.
Well,
yeah,
let's debate between Noah and Max.
I will fight him.
The thing about Legacy.
Sorry.
The Legacy of the Force for me, the books were so disjointed. It felt like Karen Travis's books were almost on another different series. They were totally based on Boba Fett and a whole bunch of different characters. And then when Denning wrote his, it was Alima Rar and his group of characters. So it felt a little disjointed. I felt like the only consistent author was Aaron Alston.
I hate Alima.
That's fair, but I think I get what you're saying, especially with Boba Fett and Karen Travis, because that's Karen Travis's specialty is Mandalorian. But I think they still do a good enough job with the main characters in each of those. I mean, Denning, other people are positive on Denning. I think Denning is okay. None of his books in Legacy of the Force are my favorite. My favorite books come from Alston and Travis. But I think she writes some really good scenes with Jason and other characters in her books, despite the fact that she may focus on other characters when she should maybe focus on the main cast a little bit more. But I still think it's not as good as New Jedi Order. Nothing can ever top New Jedi Order, but I think it was really good, if a little disjointed, I will admit.
Yeah, the part I couldn't really believe was Han Solo. He's old at that point, but he was going after he teamed up with Boba Fett, and he went after Thrak and Sal Solo, and that part was totally unbelievable to me. Han's too old to be doing that kind of stuff.
I don't know. I mean, the humans live longer in Star Wars than on Earth. So I mean, I thought by Fate of the Jedi it was more annoying that he's still kicking around doing stuff, because that was even more years later.
He's
But
super old.
I don't really mind in Legacy they still doing stuff, because I mean, yeah, Obi-Wan's a Jedi, but like he's still a human and he was still doing stuff. But I guess the Force helps with that. But I mean, Gilead Pellion's still kicking around and doing stuff at 80s. So I mean, I guess he's more of a leader than actually actively doing stuff. But still, that's a lot of stuff to manage. And when you're like that old, it's impressive regardless. So I think it's just a matter of accepting that people in Star Wars just don't age the same as us. So they're a little bit more capable in those later years than we would be.
Luke is canonically 5'5" in the EU. That's what's crazy to me.
Short king.
He's a short guy.
Yeah, he's like a foot taller than Han in Dark Empire. It's so funny.
He's an inch short.
It's those boots he wears. He wears like Darth Vader's costume that gives him like a couple feet.
Dude, he's like wearing goth girl boots, man.
He's wearing Darth Vader's pants too, I think.
I guess maybe he's wearing these.
Yeah, he's wearing those.
Bit extra height.
Scott, I was going to ask earlier, are you reading anything EU wise?
Not particularly at the moment, no.
Well, is there anything you haven't read that you want to read? How about that?
Yes, I do need to revisit the Fate of the Jedi, and also like the Old Republic era. There's some of those books I haven't read, like Fatal Alliance, and I just skipped over that era completely. So
don't.
Hey Max.
SWTOR era is amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
I got a question. So you're gonna be doing that thing with Denning, right?
What thing with Denning?
I thought you were gonna interview him.
No, he said no.
Oh, he said no.
Yeah, he did say no. Yeah. He said not at this time. I'm not doing interviews.
I thought that was Kevin J. Anderson.
He said no too.
Both of them. Yeah.
That's an L.
It sucks.
I was gonna.
Anybody's gonna get us gonna be Stevie, because he got John Jackson Miller on his channel with less subscribers than all of us.
Yeah, John's like, Lance, you should get John Jackson Miller on here. I got some questions for him.
I should have texted Denning and be like, Dad, like,
John Jackson Miller is actually doing a book tour for his Star Trek books, and I think he was near Christopher Nelson. He told me like
what a Chad.
John Jackson Miller was doing like a tour near his like local Barnes and Noble. So he's definitely open to taking questions. I'd like to ask him about what it was like to write A New Dawn during the reboot, because that book was originally supposed to take place in the expanded universe, right?
Oh, but yeah. Rebels characters in the EU?
Wasn't Tarkin supposed to be in the EU as well?
Rebels was supposed to be EU. They didn't know they were rebooting when that project was starting. And specifically A New Dawn, like he thought, and Tarkin, they thought those would be EU books.
Tarkin's so good.
So I would just like to ask him what he specifically changed. Like what were the instructions for him? What was the mindset? Like what did he decide to do to make it different for the new canon?
I'd like to interview Greg Wiseman, because he wrote the Kanan comics, and I like to ask him, hey dude, like what do you think about like Dave just completely like shitting all over your books?
I'd love to know that answer.
Yeah, Greg Wiseman. I'd also like to ask him about Young Justice and Gargoyles.
You know what's interesting about Kanan is who's his master? Depa Billaba. She has a similar backstory in the canon comic as she does in the EU, with being, in a coma, like in Shatterpoint. So there's definitely some parallels there. I wonder if he got the idea from that.
It's roughly like that. It's just that past was it issue 5 or 6. That's when it just becomes apparent that it's not the connections in there, because like it's vague. Right. They say, "Oh, it was on a room call. I got into a coma. I got traumatized," but they didn't reveal that
it was close though.
They revealed that it was Grievous who killed her entire squad, and she somehow just went mental and just went into a coma because he saw clones die, and that was it. Great reasoning, amazing.
Wait, Titus, you're actually speaking?
Hilarious.
There's one of them.
Titus, thank you for liking my Instagram stories.
Indeed, indeed, indeed.
Good night. Love you. Sorry, my mom.
Love you too, Mom.
It's been a busy day on Twitter, man. So
Really?
Randy Stradley,
Oh
Macho
yeah,
Man Randy Savage is coming to
Randy
Legends.
Savage.
Oh,
Twitter sucks, man.
yes, it
But I
does.
love it.
Hive of
funny.
scum and villainy.
Yeah, but
I love
one of these guys found out a way to use the Wayback Machine to actually get to the Star Wars message boards, the official message boards.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't find my posts, but you could go for hours and hours just looking through old posts from 2006, 2007, 2008. Yeah.
The Wayback
Great.
Machine is a very good invention.
There's some gems in there.
I wonder if you can go find Matt's. See if he was mispronouncing stuff even back then.
I need
apologizing for it.
He writes out his misspelling or his mispronunciations, like how he says it.
I need to know his username.
It's just Matt Wilkins.
Matt Wolf.
Yub nubs.
Verget on the live stream. Verget is a character from New Jedi Order, and he kept calling. I don't care, and kept going. Oh, I'm wrong.
It's I just thought it would be like Yubnub 69, something like that.
As long as it's not Naga Sadao, how he says it.
Yeah, it makes me a little uneasy how he says that one. A little freaky.
Naga Shadow.
Also says Shadow's a minor.
Callistia.
Callistia.
I think he called Jaina. I think he called her Jana or something, or like
Jana.
something like that.
Jana.
On one of the streams he had. I was like, oh no. Not good. Lance, I can't believe you're going into exile.
So I'm checking out Revenge of the Sith right now.
The book?
Yeah, the book. I'm listening
Not
to
the movie. He's never seen the movies.
I've never seen the movie.
I think you should watch it.
It's like my opinions on the book are weird.
Why?
I'm really liking it.
Okay.
But it's like, everything is so melodramatic. And like I get why. It's like Anakin and Obi-Wan, like Obi-Wan's like, Anakin, I just want to let you know, like, you're the greatest thing that's ever happened in my life. And like, I love you so much. Here, get over here, like, make out with me. And like, Anakin's like, okay, bro. Like, they're about to fight Count Dooku and like, they're about to start making out. It was a really weird choice by Stoker.
It's not like that. It's in every book.
It's so funny when Alex just starts lagging because it's garbled speech.
Revenge of the Sith is written so poetically, like the entire thing could be a poem.
It is.
With just a little work.
No, I do like it.
Slav, what you said is so funny.
It's true.
It's true, and then there's parts that are really dark. Like as you get going, I don't want to spoil anything, but
Anakin just straight up turns to Padme and says, "Hush, kitten, Daddy's going to work right now."
He would too. He totally would. Yeah.
But I like the scene where they get back from saving the Chancellor, and like Obi-Wan's like just right in front of the Chancellor, in front of Mace. He's like, "Oh yes, we're working on trying to find who that Sith Lord is, and I think we're really close, especially since we stopped Dooku." And then Mace is like giving him the Sam Jackson, like, "Shut the fuck up, motherfucker!" Look, and then like he finally gets it, and then we have the scene of. Okay, yeah. What you want to talk about, Lance?
I'm tired, man.
Oh my god. Take a nap on stream.
I can't. I had to go to work.
Excuses. Nap at work.
Titus.
Yeah, napping at a restaurant.
Yes,
What'd you think about Revenge of the Sith? You're reading it, right?
Listen to it, but yeah.
Alex.
What about it?
What you like so far?
I mean,
Hey yo, have you read the must-read prequel? Have you read
Yes,
that?
sir.
No, I watched
You
the
guys
micro
haven't seen
series. You know, the thing that. By the way, I like how the Revenge of the Sith novel confirms that Crook died in the Clone
that's
Wars.
bait. That's bait.
It did. I
That's
swear it
bait.
It
did.
does.
That's
I think
bait.
Legacy of the Force has something to, not Legacy of the Force, Legacy has something to say about that.
Literally, the rest of the EU has something to say about that.
Does it
It
say
does.
like from the narrator's point of view, or does it say it from somebody's firsthand account?
That's a good
Bro.
question. I don't remember.
Exactly, because
Because
it didn't, bro.
believed to be
It didn't
dead.
happen. It just did not happen. He took his lightsaber. I mean, that was it. And what's funny about it is that if you actually like look at it, the Crook has two different lightsabers, bro. 'Cause
Oh my
you got-
gosh. Is it like,
Like
the
they-
two Evan Peels theory?
bro, it's not a theory, bro. Like they're quite literally shaped
It's
differently.
a Star
Like
Wars theory.
the one that he fights with on Hypori is one that is different than when he fights Ventress. Like it's different. Like it's two different shapes. It's just that Grievous took one of them. He had a spare on him, and that was it. I don't know.
It's on loan from somebody else.
Exactly. It must be a concordance of fealty. It had to be. It just had to be.
I also love the guy who's reading it. What's his name?
Mark Thompson.
No, it's not Mark Thompson.
It is
Jonathan
Mark Thompson.
Davis.
It'd be better if it was Mark Thompson.
It is Mark Thompson.
No,
I
it's not.
swear it is.
Hey,
I
It's
swear it
Jonathan
is.
Davis.
Jonathan
does-
Davis. Thank
yeah.
you.
Is
I
it
love his
actually?
Grievous. His Grievous voice is just the best Grievous voice I've ever heard. I love it.
Am I tripping?
I think he does a pretty good Kenobi too.
It's alright. I like it.
Yeah.
It
Titus
is Jonathan Davis. I'm tripping.
Yeah, Titus Lee, not an EU fan. Doesn't
The-
even know it was Jonathan Davis.
yeah. I don't know the audiobook actors, eh?
The thing I don't like about Mark Thompson is when he does Luke Skywalker, he always sounds like he has a cold. He's very, very sniffly, very nasally. Yeah.
I want my hot chocolate, Lando. Come on.
Do you do audiobooks, Slav?
Huh?
Do you do audiobooks?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless I'll only read the book if there's no audiobook for it.
Ooh,
Unabridged.
I can't do audio. Weird.
Maybe.
Slav is
No
weird.
wonder
Here's
why
the
you
thing.
don't have any EU books, Slav.
Huh?
I said, no wonder why you don't have any EU books.
No,
You
I
got
do.
them on as like laptop or
I have all of the unabridged audiobooks on a hard drive.
Okay,
Just
that
listen to
doesn't
'em that way.
count. You don't have a beautiful shelf like us, like we do.
No, I just got a buddy who collected all the audiobooks as they came out for years, and then he like converted them into MP3s.
But that's boring.
Some are
Man,
better than
saving money.
others.
That's so boring, dude. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, bro, this
I have all my
is
books on
worth
Kindle. So.
this stuff here. That is worth all the money.
I will say this though.
It's worth all the money, bro.
I do like what. So I'm reading Approaching Storm with Titus. Like we've been for like the past 3 months because it's hard to get through that
Oh,
book.
y'all read
It's
together.
awful.
We got a book club.
That's so
It's not
adorable.
awful. It's like there's a lot I like about
It's
the book.
awful.
But the thing is,
my
the thing is
they read books together, guys.
the thing is like I love doing the voices as I'm reading it because I can.
That's what I do.
You do a Luminara voice?
A Luminara voice.
Yeah.
It'd be
I don't do the girl
TCW
one.
It wouldn't be the. It wouldn't be the Clone Wars video game one when she's running around the Mason.
Yeah.
The Obi-Wan's like, he's arrogant, he's impatient, but he's really good at doing lightsaber combat. That's like, okay. And then you have Anakin over here who's like saying to Barriss, yeah, I believe in a dictatorship. It's so much better.
Really good. It's really good. It's really good. That sounds like
There
the
shouldn't be
2003 guy doing it.
politicians.
Who did the voice
She's-
for Anakin in the 2003 Clone Wars?
Yeah, I can't. I'm doing more of his what is it, the Battlefront 2 version, because and like the Revenge of the Sith, because Matt Lucas, that's his name. He like phones it in for the Revenge of the Sith video game, but in like the micro series, like he's given it all he's got, and it's great. It's like time for the video game, and he just cashed that check. Like when your death scream is like, come on.
I fucking love that noise. Oh my god. That is the funniest like death noise I've ever heard in a video game.
Or him screaming while talking. Was it the ways of the Jedi? You know the line, Slav.
Then-
You know what I'm talking about.
I think I've said this before, but it's really funny because towards the end of the game when he's like a bad guy,
Right.
he like gets a lower voice, and so it's so
Yeah,
cute.
he does.
it's like my powers are beyond you now. That's what he says in the Jedi Temple. It's
I love that mission. Just killing everybody.
yeah.
It's like Star
It's the
Wars
first
series,
time-
like,
We love
Dream.
slaughtering children in video games.
Somebody made a mod in the Jedi Academy mod where he does go in and like murders children.
Oh, right.
Right. Well,
There's actually Max, I think I may have sent it to you. Did you see the video of where that dude's like redoing a Dark Forces 2?
Yeah, I watched it. I fucking love that. I wish I had the capacity to play it.
Yeah, it looks fun. I'm gonna try and download it. I tried playing Dark Forces 2, dog. I didn't like it.
I played I
Great,
tried
Jake.
playing
Jake.
Jedi Path. Didn't work.
Dark Forces 1 though that's a beast. That's a true like I wish that would get a remaster. That'd be cool.
I just play Jedi
You get the
Academy,
Doom
like,
2016 edition, but for
Oh, Kyle Katarn just like brutally like murdering people, like ripping people's skulls off.
It's canon. It's
Yeah.
canon.
It's canon.
It's literally
Star Wars
canon.
Chuck Norris.
He is.
well, actually the novellas for them make it so more healthy. That would be the active trail, Kyle, not the
Bro, you
action
just-
zero.
Crazy, man. That's crazy.
You just lagged out. But I will
Something
say,
about the novellas.
Yeah.
It's a great
the-
story.
I will say,
For the
what was it? Was it novellas? I don't know if it was. It was like some source where that Kyle Katarn, Ron Mock is the guy that started the Dark Trooper project, right?
Yeah.
And this source states, very nice, Max. The source states that Ron Mock is fighting inside of Dark Trooper armor, but Kyle Katarn is fighting against him not with blasters, but just dead ass hand to hand, and it's comical.
Literally Chuck Norris.
Fighting a dude in power armor with hand, just his fists.
Well, if you've played the game, Titus, you'll know that he fights a Kell dragon with just his bare hands.
That is true.
He just hits it and then it dies. It's like, oh.
And then in Jedi Outcast, he fights that admiral in the suit again. So, like 3 times.
Bro goes up against Boba Fett and bodies him like nothing.
Right.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Do it.
Boba Fett's incompetent. EU.
Bob-
He's just at least up to a certain point. He's just a bumbling dumbass, especially Dark Empire. I've never seen Boba Fett more stupid.
He's more competent in TCW.
That unironically, yes, TCW Boba Fett is more intelligent than Dark Empire Boba Fett, like wholeheartedly.
Ara, why are you trying to take my dad's money? Ara. Bro, nah, I can't say that on stream.
You can't say it, eh? Can't say it.
I'll. It's that picture I took from TCW. Remember, Titus?
Oris
Which
is
one?
butt.
The-
Oris butt. Or arse.
Yes.
The arse.
I remember
Yeah.
I opened up the Discord that like one day when you sent that, I was like, all right, and I shut it back down again.
It was
Phone.
it was like TCW 10 out of 10.
We
Instantly.
reached a worse revelation than that.
Let's talk about racism in Star Wars. Let's talk about when those dudes were being racist to Thrawn in the novella of
exactly.
Dark.
You blue skin fool.
Oh, hey, Lance, you're actually coming back to your
All
live
right,
stream.
Alex, I got you.
Shut the fuck up.
He says that in the Dark Forces novellas, they make Kyle more stealthy, not really action hero.
Scott,
And,
I'm sure you expected a very, intelligent discussion about the expanded
That is true, Dark
You ain't
Sidious.
gonna get that from us.
When I join this, I don't know what to expect. It could be anything. So
Exactly.
I go in here blind.
this isn't like a Matt Wilkins string. This is I'm Matt Wilkins, but 20 years ago. So,
Darth Sidious, I have a question for you.
So, kind of like how Dave Filoni is the self-prescribed student of George Lucas, you're the self-prescribed student of Matt Wilkins.
I never said he was my student. I never said I was a student.
Yeah, I never said that either.
Hello, Brennan.
Oh my gosh.
And
shut up, Slog.
Sidious, I have a question. You mentioned that Khan was introduced in Dark Forces, but I wonder, because it's been a minute since I read it. The Jedi Master spirit that interacts with Kyle, I think his name was Tall. Was that character in Jedi vs. Sith or the Bane trilogy? Or if one of y'all know in stream.
I read the Bane trilogy a couple months ago. I don't remember anybody by that name.
Damn. Let me do a Wook search then. Or wait the response of Darth Sidious.
So, what's your video you're working on right now?
What video?
You working on a versus video?
I mean, yeah, I'm making the script. I'm halfway done with it. Who's it about? It's Aura Singh versus Asajj Ventress. That's
yeah, that's what it was. You
Aura Singh easily
had me get those pictures from Legacy of the Force.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was fun.
I look at Lance trying to flex as 108.
Hold on, let me break out my account real quick and show that on the screen.
I know Scott has this. No one else. Maybe Alex has it.
I remember when they were selling that.
Several variant covers too, but I have them in the other room. So,
Scott, dude, just want to say you're a champ right now, man.
I appreciate that.
Darth Sidious, I said Tall. Well, let me see.
What's your favorite book in the EU?
It's Taal.
I like Yoda Dark Rendezvous.
Really? Yeah. So it's like Darth Tyrannus an actual
was it
racist in that book too?
I think I
don't know if he was racist. I thought he had almost a coming to the light with Yoda a little bit, but not quite.
It's like you hear the internal monologue, and he's like, "Man, I'd love to be with Yoda again, but he's such a green bean little thing. I can't do it."
Yeah, I think that book single-handedly made Dooku an interesting character where he wasn't before, and that book got me to like the prequel era, whereas before I wasn't a fan at all.
Did you read Secrets of the Jedi?
Not prior to reading that, but after I read Yoda Dark Rendezvous, I kind of went back and read all the prequel stuff. But yes, he does have a prominent role in that. So I don't think not as well done as Sean Stewart does him in Yoda Dark Rendezvous, but
interesting. I read Secrets when I was a little kid. It's been a long time, but I want to compare the two. I'll eventually get to Dark Rendezvous, and me and Titus eventually start reading the Clone Wars era. We're gonna go through that, hopefully.
Cool. Yeah.
Also, Darth Sidious, the character was named Taal, not 2 A's, 1 A. Tall.
What would you what is your opinion then on how Stover portrays him in Revenge of the Sith after reading Dark Rendezvous? Like, what's your feelings on that?
Dooku, I thought he was more of a pawn in Revenge of the Sith. He's written out very, very soon, after the book starts. So I think the real mystery is like behind Darth Sidious and like what he knows and his manipulation of Anakin, and the whole scene where they go after Senator Palpatine, where Mace Windu and all his Jedi go and take him on. Like that scene is done far more well in the book than it is in the films. It's very graphic on how he takes out all the Jedi, and I think there's some parts where Anakin gets there, but he gets there too late, and he sees all the carnage, and then he gets there at the very end, and Mace tells him to stop, and his internal thoughts behind that. It's just far more interesting than it is in the movie.
In the Revenge of the Sith book, wasn't Kit Fisto's head on Palpatine's desk or something? So
yeah, and he's smiling or something.
Oh,
It's
God.
really,
I
really
remember
creepy.
reading that, and I was like, Jesus.
Really creepy, yeah.
Anakin, I put
Say-
Kid Fisto's head on my desk. Come check it out.
Pretty cool.
That's
I
crazy.
still think the opera scene's better in the movie.
It's totally wizard.
So, totally wizard, Chancellor.
You're gonna have to go kill children, Anakin. You know that, right? Yeah.
It's for Padme.
I'm doing this all for a woman. True sip energy.
Not as something as Luke with Callista.
But going back to Dooku, like it really makes you think about that scene in Episode 2 where Obi-Wan he tries to get Obi-Wan on his side, right? So it makes you think what could have been had Obi-Wan kind of realized or played along at least for a while. Like that could have changed like the course of history so much. So
it could have. You know what I think about? Like, what's Dooku's inner monologue in context with Revenge of the Sith when he's sitting around with all those aliens for the Confederacy? Like I just want to like know what he's thinking. It's just like that's got to be like some.
Yeah, and contrast that with how he is like in the Republic comic series, where he just wipes out the leader of these planets and like becomes their leader, and he manipulates Quinlan Voss to like killing his family and all that. And it's just I don't know. He's far more of a villain in some of the comics and some of the cartoons and stuff, but in the films, it's like, is he really that much of a villain, or is he just kind of the figurehead of the separatist movement?
I never in the context of just the movies when I was a kid, I never really thought much of Dooku.
Yeah,
like I never thought much of like Grievous or any of those people. I just always viewed them as just like this is the next boss level. I don't know why. I think kind of like when. Because it wasn't when I was a kid, it wasn't exactly the first time. It took me, I don't remember when I exactly found out, but it was when he said he was Qui-Gon's master, and that kind of meant something to me.
Yeah.
I wish we got more in the EU of those two dudes hanging out.
I mean, we did get a little bit, at least of like Qui-Gon's thoughts of him in the Darth Plagueis novel, like at the very end.
What about the Jedi Path though?
Jedi Path. Which one's that?
That's the in-universe lore book on the Jedi that's passed down. Each Jedi gets it, and it's passed down in between master and student. And inside, like the characters in universe will like write their notes, and they'll respond to each other. So eventually, it was Yoda's that passed down to the Thame, then it passed down to Dooku, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Anakin, Ahsoka.
Is that the one with the notes in the margins?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I've not read all that, but I'm curious if like you get a little bit of that in there. Like,
I don't remember. But
yeah.
What sticks out in my memory is the very end of Darth Plagueis, and you get a little bit like how Dooku is going to lead this Confederacy. Like he's on the way out. He sees that that Qui-Gon, has been killed in kind of a pointless battle on Naboo. And he's like the Jedi are just they don't know what they're doing. They're just wasting lives, and I don't know. You get a little bit like maybe he's not necessarily going to the dark side, but he's just going rogue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I think Tales of the Jedi did it better. I've not even read Plagueis, and I'm just gonna say that just to cause controversy.
Oh, Tales of the Jedi is the new canon, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to watch that. But
I'm trying to get people upset.
It's Slob. It's Tales of the Clone Wars. Okay.
Okay, if you're actually serious, I'm gonna have to agree with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you're like the biggest fan of Plagueis.
No, well, okay, no, I love that book to death, and I'd kill for it. But like, I'm in terms of just Dooku's fall to the dark side and his characterization, I like him better in canon than I do in the EU.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. What y'all got to say about that?
I mean, it's I'm in the EU. It's not bad by any means, and it's just as good and just as valid as an opinion as in canon. I just personally like his more canon Descent into Darkness than the EU.
I like how we're talking about Dooku here, and we're just pointing out all the consistencies with the EU, and Lance is not like getting pissed.
The consistencies or inconsistencies?
Brennan asked him a question in the
Inconsistencies.
comments, and Lance hasn't even looked.
Wait, what?
Brennan asked you a question in the comments.
Sorry. What EU do you plan to read over Lent?
He
Finish
plans to read
Outlaw Flight,
the whole
finish
Bible.
Deceived, and start Han Solo Trilogy
Darkness.
by A.C. Crispin.
Dark Nest.
I already know the. I already know
I'm
the
reading
answer.
that last. I'm not
Oh
reading
my
that.
God! Stop being cringe. Read
No.
Dark.
I know his list. It's nothing.
Shut up, Slav. You haven't read New Jedi Order. You're
Okay,
Lance,
by NJO.
Lance, I think you should read the entire Old Testament instead.
Bro, you should go read some.
You know what? That's not a bad goal, Scott.
Why don't you read William H. Burroughs? Let's go read Naked Lunch.
I don't know who that is.
Soft Machine.
Scott, I actually really like the Old Testament, like Genesis. Come on,
Oh, really?
It's well written.
a lot of good stuff in there.
Hey, Lance, I got an idea for you, bro. I know this book you may like. It's about the Old Testament. It's a analyzation from from a literary point of view of how well written the Old Testament, King James Bible, Old Testament is. It's written by Harold Bloom. It's called In the Shadow of the Gray Rock.
So Catholics don't read the King James version.
Oh, they
It's
don't?
It's not
Typically,
an official-
we don't, but we
No.
do have a version that's similar to it. It's called the Douay Rheims. It's actually older than the KJV. I have that Bible. That's what I read out of. It's one of the Bibles I read out of. I read out of two. I read out of the Douay Rheims. When I want a more accurate translation, or I guess more of a direct translation, I read out of that. But if I want to just understand it and just learn it, I read the New American Standard Version.
That might be.
It's what the liturgy uses. It's approved.
Yeah.
Scott knows what I'm talking about.
New American Standard, New Jerusalem, I think, and Douay Rheims. Those are like the three main ones.
Yeah.
Do you guys read the Message Bible? Because I've heard that's a good
No, I've never
translation.
heard of it.
Okay. My dad likes that one. I've not read it, but
Wait,
Brennan.
I do think Catholics should really study the Old Testament more. I think Christians in general should study the Old Testament more. But back when I was a Baptist, we read out of the Old Testament all the time. Like, we didn't see it as anything different, you know? It was just the Bible.
Mhm.
So,
There's some wild stuff at the end of Genesis. There's like titans that like reproduce with the humans, and there's
That's Enoch, right?
no, I think it's at the end of Genesis.
Is it the end of Genesis? Oh, okay.
Enoch he's Noah's grandson,
He's one
I
of
think.
them. I got an idea. Chris Nelson, you still in the chat? You should come in here, dude. Would you come in here?
Chris is talking with John Jackson Miller. He's at the book signing.
Oh, really? Yeah. I'm curious. What would Chris Nelson's questions be to John Jackson Miller?
He wanted to ask him about A New Dawn. I'd love for him to come on and just be at the live stream and have his phone out with John Jackson Miller. I think that would be.
Hey guys,
Totally-
I'm with John
totally
Jackson
epic.
Miller here. I really wanted to ask him some questions. Hey, John, can you answer this for me? Just like John's like, I got a line here.
Like, I'm not talking Star Wars. I came to sell my Star Trek book. You know.
Yeah.
These guys.
What you looking at, Lance?
Your mom.
Wow.
That's an
Heart.
That's an extra visit to confession for Lent. Just for saying that, Lance.
Well, I can't go to confession yet. I haven't had my
Oh yeah,
first-
you're not a Catholic.
He's
all right.
so
Well, I am a Catholic, just not a Catholic.
Okay, but on
Can
Easter.
I quote that? Can I quote
on
that?
Easter, you join the church, right? That's what your,
Easter, the Easter Vigil, I give my first communion, and then my confirmation will be later that month, probably.
Cool. If you need a sponsor, I can sponsor you
Oh, I have a sponsor
from
So,
afar.
Yeah,
He
I have
just
a
doesn't-
sponsor, but
He just doesn't like you, Scott. That's why he's not
No.
accepting
no,
you.
I get
really
it.
like
I get it.
that.
I don't even know why I'm on the stream.
Damn, rip.
Well, my ride of elect is next weekend, so Scott, if you're my sponsor, you have to be there.
Okay.
So, well,
Hey Max, I don't really collect pops, and I don't really like them to be quite honest with you. But what's your favorite pop you got?
There he is.
Ah,
I love this one.
Titus.
Nice.
Titus, you may like that.
Oh,
Titus
that's the Master
like-
LaShawn. Of course. The Giga Chad.
This is one of my favorites as well.
Wait, Titus, she's a woman. Can't be a Giga Chad.
Oh, that is
Not
true.
possible.
That is true. Yep.
That's an inside joke.
absolutely correct.
I talked to that guy yesterday. Actually, let me not get into that. Let me not get into that.
Well, wait. This is another one of my favorites. It's this one.
I don't like Protestant heretics.
Hey, it's Liam Neeson.
I don't either, but I like Alex. So Alex is tolerable.
He's gonna go find his.
You know,
his
one
daughter.
day, Alex and I, we want to set up more of an organized discussion. I don't know what we're going to talk about. Probably Sola Scriptura, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah,
We need a moderator though.
I have two more KOTOR Funkos. I have Malik and
Titus would be a great moderator.
No, he wouldn't. He doesn't even know what Sola Scriptura means.
What? Oh, are you talking about the redeemed Reverend Malik? What's up?
Yep.
Very, very nice. The Malik was kind of a little weird to me. Like, he has bug eyes for me. I don't know.
He's got hella good mascara. Oh my god.
So, at my local comic book shop, they put Darth Plagueis up for sale. The action figure. He's in the
Ooh, I
box.
have him.
How
I
much?
want it.
How much?
I might pick it up.
Do it. He's beautiful. I actually lost my job to get him, and I'm so grateful I did.
Really?
This was years ago. I was working at Target, and I fucking hated that job, and I sacrificed it for Darth Plagueis.
Wait, tell us the story. How did you sacrifice it? I'm curious.
So as I just said, I absolutely despise that fucking job. And lately, I had a package stolen, and it wasn't anything important, but it kind of made me really paranoid. And I knew Darth Plagueis was coming in the mail, so I skipped out on work. And then I received my Darth Plagueis, and then I went to Target later on, the one that I worked at, and they were like, "Weren't you working today?" I was like, "Yeah." And then I just went home after that. I walked off, and they were like, "Okay." And then they called me afterwards, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna have to talk about like your employment here." And I was like, "Bye." I was like, "I don't want to fucking work there anyway." So,
I thought you were just gonna say like you just stole from the register or something.
God no! What the fuck? I got off Mercari. That was actually like my first ever purchase on that app.
I just had a strange like deja vu moment.
I have like 6 purchases on Mercari that I'm waiting
You're
for.
welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Max. I've been buying all my ebooks recently. Have been coming from that freaking website.
I recently
I got
got.
4 in today from Mercari.
I got.
Yeah, I got the Jedi Master, the Nostrel Journal, and then the Jedi Apprentice books.
I got the first
In
volume.
fact, recently, I got
Keeps talking over you.
I got all of Last of the Jedi, all of them, the whole series, from Mercari.
Man, all those books that are never gonna get read. Rip.
Shut the hell up. You don't even have any of these books.
I have 3 of them, 4 of them
Okay,
actually.
I have the whole series. Get on my level.
I will when you read the EU.
I got all of Legacy of the Force like in one go without Legends banners from Mercari.
I did too. I didn't get it from Mercari.
$45.
I got that Legacy Volume 1. That dude just shipped it today, by the way, Max.
Really?
Yeah, he's just shipped it today.
No way.
The U.S. Postal Service, the universe, and God hate me.
Oh,
If there is a God, he hates me. And I'm not getting
No,
my
he
books on
He
time.
doesn't hate you, Slav.
I'm
He
glad
may be
you got
disappointed, but he doesn't hate
your
you.
volume 2 though.
I did.
We had like a moral dilemma on that. We were like, I don't know, we're like, is this really right to like not tell him that we just sold his extra copy?
It was true character development for both of us.
It was. And then like my mom had said something that morning too, because I was like, oh, I just got this extra one and I'm gonna sell it to my friend. And she was like, are you sure you shouldn't send it back? And I was like, fuck. I was like, I guess I should.
We both agreed.
Yeah, it was kind of a little Yeah, it was character development.
It sure was.
It was a good arc in the anime.
Our character traits.
In the Jedi Praxium anime series.
Is Chris Nelson still here? Nah, he ain't commented.
Right.
He actually has a life. I forgot about that.
He's at the start.
Hey guys, I have bad news.
Gotta end the stream.
Yeah, I need to go to bed.
Sounds
I didn't go to
good.
bed until like 1 last night.
That's,
Oh my god.
that's a
Yeah, and then I had to get up at
Go to bed at
5:30.
3.
I had to get up at 5:30 for school. So
Dude, I went to bed at like 3, and then I woke up
stop.
at
You
8.
don't have a life though. I do, so I need sleep.
I go to college.
Bro,
Like,
okay, college is different from
dude.
high school, bro. College you can go when
I actually just applied for college.
Nice.
I bet, Max.
Like,
Like, what kind of
Congrats.
school do you go to? Like a community college or a university?
yeah, I'm gonna go to a community college for 2 years, and then I'm transferring to like a university.
What you want to do?
Exactly what I'm doing.
I don't know yet. I was gonna go into like some sort of like space science, but then they were like, "Hey, there's a lot of math in that," and I hate math.
Just
So,
like
like-
me and Brennan.
Yeah, they kind of scared me away from it, and I had like an advisor meeting with them today, and they're like, there's like calculus in that, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
Calculus is the hardest college class. Like if you can pass that, you can pass anything.
Yeah, and I cannot do that. I like flunked math like crazy in high school, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna do something maybe along the lines of like something in an English major or something like that. Because I like to read and I like to write and I like to think of stories and stuff. And whatnot, so I might do something like creative writing, or I don't know.
What kind of stuff you want to write?
I don't know. Honestly, I'd be happy with writing like news articles and shit.
Ew.
Should write Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean that.
Yeah, right. New canon.
That's the
You may
dream,
make it
but I
better.
mean, like, no, I'd champion for the EU to come back. The fuck. If
So,
I was
like-
at Lucasfilm, you have no idea. I'd be telling them, be like, if I was like at those meetings where they're like, all right, so what should we do? I'd be like, well, there's like a whole bunch of source material, despite what the president of this company says.
I've heard.
She would be fired just like at Target.
Yep.
I've heard probably what they're thinking about doing is that they're going to license out material that they know for a fact they're not going to use for other people to make content with.
Yeah.
I've heard that rumor. So like they're not going to sell. So like there may be EU things that, like, let's say Netflix, for instance, would get the rights to make something about. That's a possibility. I don't know if it's true.
I mean, Twin Sons tried to get the license to write short stories or short story fiction. They even had the premise that they would not sell it; it would just be donated for free, and they still couldn't buy the license.
Wow,
it's not for sale. Yeah,
that sucks. I just don't know why they don't continue the EU like under the Legends banner. They already.
I don't know, Quinlan, and I don't know. That's my answer. Not very helpful. Anyway, guys, I gotta go for real now. So y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for joining. I will see you guys Holy Thursday. That's the Thursday before Easter weekend. Well, I'll come back Good Friday. How about that?
See you when peep season's over.
Because Thursday is the end of Lent, technically. But
Sounds
Friday, which this is like a month from now, so y'all won't see me for a while. So
I'm
after I
so heartbroken.
y'all will miss me, bro. So I'm deleting the apps from my phone, all the apps, deleting them from my phone. So,
Better write down your passwords.
I think I have a, I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Bro forgets his password. Comes back. Hey, Titus,
So
can you give me the rights to the show?
I'm going. Good night, y'all. I will see you guys in a
Bye.
Bye.
Y'all have a good Lent.
Exile.
God bless all of y'all.
Bye
It was good
bye.
meeting you, Scott. Oh, Scott left. Oh. Look, it's just you and me.
As always.
So you want to know something funny, Titus? It's still live. He didn't turn off the stream. He didn't turn off the stream.
What a real common Lance moment, right?
It is.
Shut the hell up. You didn't see that.
He didn't turn off the stream.
Shut up!
Oh,
I
goofball.
forgot. I did this last time.
Goofball.
Nice one.
Shut
Nice
up.
one, wise guy. Nice one.